the conversion of Istanbul's landmark Hagia Sophia shrine into a working mosque. That's after nearly 9 decades it was a museum. Now, Turkish Prime Minister Recep Erdogan led the first Muslim prayers there in 86 years after his government decreed it revert back to the Islamic house of worship it had been during the Ottoman Empire. But of course, the move drew condemnation in much of the rest of the world, especially the Christian world. The Hagia Sophia was built as an Eastern Orthodox church some 1,500 years ago, and Turkey's move raises concern over its future as a cultural treasure, while reaction was especially strong in neighboring Greece.
This year's anniversary finds all the world under siege from the pandemic and the world economy in turbulence, and with troublemakers like Turkey who are threatening the peace in the Eastern Mediterranean, disputing the sovereign rights of Greece and Cyprus, and insulting civilizations of the 21st century with actions like the conversion of Hagia Sophia to a mosque.
Well, let's go now to Istanbul and speak with journalist Laura Wells. And Laura, give me an idea how these initial prayers that were held in the Hagia Sophia, including Recep Erdogan, how they were received there by the public.
Well, you saw even some of the opposition leaders hailing the move, certainly some international Muslim voices like Mahmoud Abbas, but most of the population in Turkey, they're either very proud and supportive, such as President Erdogan's base of the AK Party and some of his most ardent fans and supporters. A lot of nationalists, too, you were supporting the move. I would say only about a quarter of the population, which we could consider very secularist, have opposed the move and thought it was better left off as a museum, which, as you had said, it had been since 1934, and that was a move by the founder of modern Turkey, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. Many of these secularists were also disturbed by the fact that the head of the religious directorate had used an Ottoman-style sword as part of this ceremony he was carrying, and it also had inscribed on it 3 continents symbolizing the Ottoman Empire.
Now, Laura, as we heard from the Prime Minister of Greece, objections to this move, strong objections, and this comes at a time of some tension between Turkey and Greece over other issues, for example, other maritime rights. And we did see, did we not, some tensions there in the waters, but that border between those two countries?
Absolutely. It has been going on for years, actually, but we've seen it heat up in July because Turkey right now is conducting some seismic tests on some of the Greek underwater shelf. They believe that there are oil reserves there. And as you know, Israel has worked with Egypt and Greece to create an Eastern Mediterranean pipeline. Turkey also wants to work with Russia in doing the same. It would like to control the flow of oil and gas to Europe. And it has also earlier this year created an economic zone with Libya, where it has sent many forces, including mercenaries and also Turkish forces, to fight in the civil war there. And under that economic zone, they have said that they do have rights to drill in the Eastern Mediterranean around Cyprus. And of course, Cyprus has always been a flashpoint between Greece and the rest of the EU and Turkey. And the EU is even threatening sanctions for not only what Turkey is doing in Libya, but also the testing that they're doing in Greek waters.
Right, and some condemnation by the EU. And as you said, I think this is growing tensions over that Eastern Mediterranean and the battle there over the natural gas that's been found there. Perhaps the world should be taking a little bit of a closer look at that before it erupts into something more serious. Laura Wells, there in Istanbul, thank you for